Hello, Hotfix Nation, and welcome back to another episode of Hidden Heroes. This is the Hotfix show where we showcase speedrunners who are a part of marginalized communities and the games that they're passionate about that they want to show off. My name is Anarchy, and we are here for a very chill closeout tour here on Hidden Heroes. It has been a great year, and it's the holiday season. We just finished Hanukkah. It's Christmas Eve. We've got a Kwanzaa celebration coming up on the channel soon. So I just wanted to take it easy this last episode of the year here with the comfort series of mine, which is Assassin's Creed. So in a little bit, I'm going to be joined by Pikal, who will be showing us Assassin's Creed Mirage, A Valley of Memory, which is a free DLC for the game that only came out last month. So very, very excited to show that off, and I'm very excited to hang out with you all. So make sure you stick around for the episode. The shirt bit tonight is one of my favorite Christmas sweaters. We're going to be showcasing little Peepo, and he's got the Mario Power Stars because he's a speedrunner for some reason, so yay! But as I mentioned before, speaking of holidays, I do want to shout out Speeding Through the Holidays, which is going to be on the channel this weekend. So make sure you don't miss Black and the Flashes, Speeding Through the Holidays, which is December 27th and 28th this weekend. It'll be starting at 1 p.m. Eastern on both days. Back to Black will also be returning this February from the 5th through the 8th of 2026, benefiting Race Forward. You can use ! PAF in Twitch chat to learn more about both of those. But Speeding Through the Holidays is going to be great. I'm going to be in that. I might be coaching some children at sports and trying not to get evil. So if you're excited for that, make sure you show up. Other than that, I'm also very excited to say that Awesome Games Done Quick is coming up soon, less than 2 weeks away, which is very scary and also very exciting at the same time. But that'll be in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania from January 4th through the 10th. Registration is still available now for the event, so make sure you register if you want to experience the event in person. You can also visit gdq.gg for more information on that. But with that, if you wish you were somewhere warmer for the holidays, this is the run for you. Pikal is going to take it away with is going to take you to Al Ula with Assassin's Creed Mirage, Valley of Memory 100%. Good luck, have fun, and take it away.
Yeah, hi, it's me. As mentioned, this was a free DLC. I should say I'm Pikal, by the way. This was a free DLC that just came out for Mirage last month. There's a whole story behind why this DLC is free, which we can get into later. But we're on the title screen right now because with this DLC, they added this new option. So instead of starting from the very beginning of the game, we can just skip straight to the DLC, which is what we're going to do here. Time is not going to start yet, but just for verification purposes, we're going to start from the Valley of Memory option and then show difficulty. Just because that's what's been decided on for the rules in the community right now. The Assassin's Creed community is very small. There's not really a lot of people active in it. There is only like one other active Mirage runner right now, and he routed the any % for this DLC and has done any % for base game. But I was the person who routed 100% for Valley Memory, and it was my very first speedrun that I ever routed personally myself. So that's what we're going to be doing.
With the blood of the
this is just a recap of base game stuff that we can't skip. It's lore. I like lore. I am an Assassin's Creed lore yapper.
I was meant to be. These causes you.
But basically, the story of Mirage is we play as Basim. Basim was a character introduced in the previous game, Valhalla. I think a lot of people, he was his favorite character from that game, and he got his own game. I think Basim is probably one of my newer favorite characters from the series.
I have to agree. I do. I like Basim. I rock with him.
This game was also not made by the normal Assassin's Creed team. Normally, Assassin's Creed games are made by Ubisoft Montreal, and then Syndicate, Odyssey, and Shadows were made by Ubisoft Quebec. But this game, Mirage, was made by Ubisoft Bordeaux, which was a smaller team. They only had maybe a year or something of development. Mirage development started off as another Valhalla DLC originally, and then it just got so big that they decided to make it its own game. And thankfully they did, because it's good.
Yeah, I have to say, Mirage is one of only 3 games I have ever pre-ordered in my life, and it was a good choice.
I actually didn't play Mirage originally until like July of this year, like only a few months ago.
When I have I'm you. I know you
Because I last played Valhalla in 2020, and I'm not really the biggest fan of the RPG games, and I got kind of burned out by Valhalla for a while, and then there was a big change in mod leadership for the Assassin's Creed speedrun community recently, and it kind of got me back into it. So then I decided to play Mirage for the first time this year, and now I'm doing this. So we are now on our way to Al Ula. We're still not starting time yet, but we can't skip this cutscene, but it's a good cutscene with good music. I think that the music guy for this game was like Brendan Ingalides, or however you say his name. I'm not really sure what else he's done, but it's good music for this game. Listen to the soundtrack for Mirage. But basically, Valley of Memory is about Basim searching for his father, who was an architect of the Great Mosque of Samarra, and he basically got exiled because someone took credit for his work. And Basim thinks that he's dead after like however many years, so he's going to find him again in Al Ula, which is that pendant he's holding there. That was the pendant from his dad. This DLC also takes place before the ending of base game Mirage. So this is like in between like the middle of Mirage and the ending of base game Mirage. This cutscene is almost done, so I promise we will be starting time soon. I promise we will. We're not just watching cutscenes today. As much as I love my Assassin's Creed lore, we're not here for the cutscenes.
As much as I love these games, it's really unfortunate that so many of them are just so long for that reason.
That's a big reason why no one speedruns these games, because a lot of the runs are like 6 to 8 hours long, maybe even longer. And this one, this 100% is only like 2 hours, but a lot of 100% are like over 12 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, we can also start time.
Good luck.
The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to accept these contracts. We're not going to be doing these contracts yet, but I will accept them just for now. And then I'm going to go into my skills, reset this skill tree, because I don't need anything in that skill tree. I'm going to get focus capacity 1, and then we're going to go all the way down here and get this a new skill. This was a new skill added in the DLC that lets you have all level 3 tier upgrades for your tools instead of just 2 for the first tier. So we're going to go to tools. Upgrade tools. I'm gonna get tier 1 of throwing knife, tier 1 of smoke bomb, and tier 2 of smoke bomb. And then all 3 for throwing knife, and then all 3, and then the last one. And we're gonna get our first Tale of Al Ula. These are basically the world events that were introduced in Valhalla. This one is a reference to AC2 where Ezio tries to coffee.
Truly, Al Ula is a land of the rarest beauty.
I'm gonna go up here and get this historical slate, which basically is just you interact with these things and it adds to your Animus database codex thing if you want history. Which we're not gonna read because that would take too much time, but we still have to collect them for 100%. And then we're gonna do the classic Assassin's Creed parkour and do the very first viewpoint.
Ooh. Yeah, I was going to ask, this run is 100%, so what all consists of 100%?
So kind of copying the rules from 100% for base game. Do all the viewpoints, do all the contracts with the contractor requests completed, which we'll see those when we get to them. Do all the viewpoints, do all the historical sites, get all the oud melodies, which if you're familiar with the shanties from AC4, those are like flying pieces of paper where you chase them and collect them. Also do all the story missions, obviously. And in this game, there is an investigation board that you have to fill. You do investigations to learn about your targets and other things. And we will also be completing the investigation board. So there is a little bit less than 100% for base game, but this game is also just smaller scale in general.
Awesome.
This is a trick you can do in the RPG games where you can turn your camera to the front of your character and then whistle for your mount, and it will spawn. And it should spawn in front of you. I don't know why it didn't there, but it should spawn in front of you so that you run into your horse or your camel and automatically get on them, which is something you can do in all of the RPG games just to get your mount a little bit faster. Because the way the mounts work is that they spawn directly behind where your camera is.
I hope you're well rested.
So if you face your camera, so you see the front of your character, it will spawn behind them. It will spawn in front of you.
Mansour al-Killabi. Not my father.
So we're actually starting this run by doing like a lot of the story first. We don't really get the collectible stuff until a little bit later. We just gotta get familiar with this new area. Which is outlawed in Saudi Arabia. The whole story with this DLC being free was that it was directly entirely funded by the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund, because they have like a partnership with Ubisoft going on, and this game takes place like in the same area around the same time as like Baghdad and Knife Century stuff, and it's like the same general area geographically in the world, so it's close enough to Outwilla that they thought they could do it, and they did.
They are staying with relatives.
And they also added like a lot of like new gameplay stuff too.
Your grief carries no shame, Hind. I too tasted its bitterness.
They brought back the manual jump button from the earlier games.
My mother died young.
You have unsafe ejects, so you don't have to grab anything when you eject from a wall anymore. You can
I was fortunate
just
to
like
find
jump into
family,
an open space,
in a manner
which is
of
good.
speaking.
The heavier man at the
They brought back a replayable missions. There's a lot of stuff they did with this update. It's not just a new story expansion.
You might ask your friend if he suffers from chest pains and heart flutters.
I doubt he would appreciate the thought.
But we're just talking with Hind here. We'll see it again at the end.
Though his body says otherwise.
Hind is like basically a character that there's an item that we have to collect called stolen goods, and we have to give all the stolen goods to Hind at the end of the run, so we'll see her a bit later.
That is my home, and beside it, my husband's warehouse. That mark.
And we get our first encounter with the robbers, which is the main enemy faction in this DLC. In this area, they are harassing one of Hind's servants, and for one of the clues on the investigation board, we have to rescue that servant. So I'm just gonna whistle this guy in here. Into this bush. Throwing knife at that guy, and there's gonna be another guy that sees that, which is fine, and just throwing knife him. And then just talk to this servant here. So that saves the servant. That guy real quick. I thought that guy was close enough, but it's fine. Nicely.
Hold a moment.
Please. Yep.
Hold on.
I've never had that guy come down the ladder before, but I guess it's because I broke the thing.
You could say that's never happened before.
got it. Let's go. I'm gonna break this window, go across here. And then this is gonna be my first instance of assassin focus, so I'm gonna jump here and then teleport to this guy. This is something you can do in Mirage where you can mark enemies and basically teleport assassinate them. One of the skills I got earlier was upgrading my capacity for that, so I have 3 bars instead of 2. Which maybe I shouldn't have done that because I got detected, but it's fine. Hopefully we won't be doing too much combat because combat is
will be
slow.
relieved when I return this to her.
Mirage is also a more stealth-focused game. But I am also playing on easy, so I don't take too much damage and I do more damage to the enemies, so hopefully combat is quick if it happens. So that was our first stealth camp
I am
encounter.
relieved you managed to get out of there. Though it dare not for you,
Wait.
I will
just
show you the
more
way.
And I will
Lore,
follow.
walking, talking, classic Assassin's Creed stuff. This game takes a lot of stuff from the classic Assassin's Creed games, because the whole marketing thing for this game was going back to the roots, and taking out a lot of the RPG stuff that has been in the series
symbol
since
on the
Origins in
warehouse.
2017,
The vulture.
and then
does
really
it mean?
got pushed
The
in with
robbers
Odyssey in
always leave that
2018.
mark to cause fear. No one opposes them and lives.
Yeah, I was
Until
going
now.
to pose a question to chat. There are a lot
are
of
you,
Assassin's Creed
Bessie?
games
Sometimes
now. There
I
are
wish
just a
I
lot of
knew.
them. So if you have a favorite, please let us know in chat. I'd love to hear.
You said the lawlessness has
I am personally in the camp of preferring the classic
His
games
name
over the
is
RPG
Abyss.
ones, but
Abyss.
Mirage is still a fun time,
An
and
unfortunate
it's
name.
definitely it definitely still has some RPG stuff because it's based on Valhalla's engine, just because of the way
He grew up here.
they had to work out the
Always a
game.
thorn in our
We're starting as a
side.
Valhalla DLC and
But now,
using
he
the
becomes
same
more
stuff
savage than ever.
and the budget that they had, but
I am sure Nimlot
it's,
will
it's
take him
Mirage
in.
is still fun.
Nimlot. Who is he exactly?
It's probably one of my
Merchant,
favorite newer
originally
games,
from
even though I
Baghdad,
prefer the classic
Made
ones.
his fortune in Masr. And settled
Yeah, I have
here
to
in
agree.
Al-Awli.
I really enjoyed playing through Mirage.
He's a good man. Steadfast
I started
and
playing the series over a decade ago, which makes me feel really old. But my first game was AC4, Black Flag, and I started it and then
reignited my
got really stressed out and never finished it. But I just recently replayed it and finished the game this time, and it is still one of my favorites.
Be cautious. I would not have my
I
example cost the
am
lives.
in the camp of people who did kind of like Valhalla just because I really like
Especially
Vikings. It's a very far departure from some of the earlier gameplay. It's a different experience, but it's one that I enjoyed.
I've been playing Assassin's Creed for maybe 13 to 14 years since AC3.
But if
AC3 was my first one. The original one, not the remaster. And I've played the older games so many times to the point where I can turn off all the sound and music and put on a podcast or something and just play it through muscle memory. Which I don't know what that says about me, but that's what I can do.
That's awesome.
I've also 100%ed every single game in the series at least once, mostly multiple times. Except for Valhalla, because I'm still kind of working through replaying that game right now because I haven't played it since 2020. And Shadows, because I have not played it yet. But I've 100%ed every game multiple times because I'm that type of person.
Yeah, you're better than me. I don't think I'm not really a 100% completion type of person anyway, but I think I might go crazy if I tried to.
Yeah.
If I tried.
There's a good resource I use. There's a website called Map Genie that has a lot of maps for the collectibles and stuff for a lot of the Assassin's Creed games. And a lot of times I use it for cross-referencing, where is this one and which order should I go for these in, and a lot of stuff like that. Or just memorize where they are because I played them too many times.
Yeah, I have to agree with someone in chat. The only thing that I have 100% gotten was I got all the shanties in AC4. I love a sea shanty. I love a sea shanty.
Listen well, young ones, to the tale of
This is another thing we're doing. These are folk tales where we just listen to people tell about folktale stuff.
She stood watch upon
So we're getting our
the
first one of
plain,
these here.
and it was said
I
she could
believe some of
spy
these are based in like real like Islamic mythology and stuff
her
like that.
tribe's foes sought to outwit
Mirage
her
is
by
definitely a
marching
less
behind
mythology focused
uprooted
game than like
trees.
Odyssey or Valhalla, but this
Zarqat's
does
blue
like
eyes perceived
go into
the
that a
ruse,
little
and
bit.
She cried a warning to yet her tribe, fearing madness, heeded her not. When the enemy's
There's one
host
that
fell upon them, everyone
there's one that we'll do later that
Zarqat's
talks
leader
about
was struck
Ubar,
dead.
which is like
At last,
if you've ever played Uncharted 3, you probably know what Ubar is.
and crucified her beneath the desert sun.
It was the one that
Tearing
talks
from
about
her
like the
those
jinn and
eyes
stuff.
that had been her gift. So, remember,
I don't know what this one is referring to
divine
because I haven't
gift
looked it up yet,
bears
but
its
it's
own
probably
burden.
something real.
And to ignore the seer's warning is to invite doom beyond reckoning.
We do have a question from chat asking, is it harder to go back to some of the older titles that don't have sort of the modern like quality of life features that some of the newer games have?
Personally, for me, no, because I played them too much. If you're somebody who started with the RPG games and oops, that was not supposed to happen. I was mashing too much. But if you're someone who started with like Odyssey or Valhalla and other stuff like that, I understand it probably could be harder for you to go back to the older ones because the older ones definitely had a control scheme that was kind of confusing if you didn't know what you were doing. Like the whole high profile, low profile butt patering stuff that they had, which is what I prefer because I'm just used to it and what I've played for like 13 years. But I guess it all depends on like what you're used to and what you want from this game series. I am also like the only person in the Assassin's Creed series who speedruns any of these games on console. Literally, like everyone else speedruns on PC. Which thankfully, with the change in mod leadership recently that we had in the community, we now officially have PC console leaderboard splits for a lot of the games, instead of console having to force themselves to stay on the same PC leaderboard. And a lot of the leaderboards are empty and open. So if someone wants to join the community and draw out some stuff and do some console stuff, then you can do that and join me as the only console runner.
I hear the quality of his dates is unmatched.
Yeah, I was going to chime in and say that when I got back into playing the series around COVID time, 2020, 2021, I played through Odyssey and then Valhalla and then tried to play Assassin's Creed 1, and I felt like I felt like I had never played a video game before. AC1 was a very interesting experience. But having gone back and played like 3 and like 4 and stuff, I'm sure it would be less of a culture shock. But that was definitely an experience of all time.
With ASC1 coming out in 2007 and not being on any consoles except for PS3 and 360, it's definitely a hard thing to go back to if you're not used to it. Which is why we really need an AC1 remake instead of a potential AC4 remake. Because there's a lot of rumors for like the past year or two that AC4 is being remade, which is fine, I guess, but I don't see the point when AC1 is right there.
That's true. Plus, it's not like AC4 doesn't hold up pretty well, because it does.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good video game.
AC4 was also one that released on... It was the first one to release on multiple console generations. Because it was on PS3 and 360, but also PS4 and Xbox One.
Yep, I remember my first Xbox I ever had, an Xbox One. It was a bundle. It came with AC4 and Unity as well. Those were the only 2 console games I had for a good long while. So. Fun times.
Please behold the wares I have on offer.
Hopefully I can get this pickpocket here. So I had to pickpocket that guy for an investigation thing, which will also help me in the next mission. And then I let him see me on purpose, because there is a certain point during this tale, because this is technically a tailing mission. There is a certain point during this tale where he starts running by himself. So we let him see me on purpose just to start that run mission a little bit earlier. Excuse me, Bassam. Can you not grab the air, please?
I was not swift enough.
Sometimes the parkour does what it wants.
Will you help me again, friend?
Oh, I love this game. That's
I
awesome.
cannot let them get to him first. My only
There's another
chance
one
to
for you never
question
happened before.
what's happening over there.
But yeah, I let him see me on purpose because I know he's going to start running at some point eventually, so I just get him running earlier. And then this is our first oud melody thing. There's a new thing in this DLC called the oud, which is like a early guitar thing that you can play once you collect all these music sheets, if it would stop running away from me. But you can see how these are like the shanties from AC4. You gotta chase it down. In AC4 and also Rogue with the shanties, you can do a similar thing that I did with the mount where you can turn your camera backwards and it'll stop it from flying away. And I have tested that with the oud melodies, and that does not seem to be a thing you can do with the oud melodies in this game. So you do have to kind of chase them down just traditionally.
I did not know that you could do that. And for a rope, though, that's awesome.
Because I think what it is that their movement is based on proximity, but also being on screen. So if you just turn your camera around, then it's not on screen, so it doesn't check if you're close to it. So it just doesn't start flying away.
I wish I knew that when I was replaying those, because it's like the most embarrassing feeling ever when you like chase it for a long time and it's like, oh, try again, actually.
Yeah. They're also slightly different with the tattoos in Valhalla and the oud melodies here. They do have a set end point to where they go, and if you don't get them in time, they will stay at that end point for like a few seconds before they fly away. But with the shanties and AC4 and Rogue, if you miss them, they fly away immediately. And then this is the first like introduction to the big long section where we're imprisoned here. This part is really just waiting for dialogue stuff to happen, and then once we start escaping, that's when it kind of picks back up again. Also, get used to this prisoner outfit because we're going to be wearing this for the rest of the run.
Have you noticed?
Yay.
More of us on the day shift lately.
No one wishes to serve under that new captain.
Just because it would be too slow to change costume.
He is as ruthless as Abbas himself.
But there are a lot of costumes you can wear in this game. This was the first game to have the Revelations Ezio outfit as a legacy outfit. Because typically in most games for Ezio legacy outfits, they just do the Brotherhood outfit. But Mirage decided to do the Revelations outfit.
Anyone alive in there?
And Valhalla did the AC2 outfit.
Newcomer, you still breathing?
Apparently.
And we also can't skip through this dialogue because it's technically dialogue in gameplay and not in a cutscene. So we do have to wait for this dialogue to be fully voice acted out.
This place belongs to him. I get the impression he does not serve the Khilafah.
Also, fun fact, Bassam's voice actor in this game is Lee Majdoob. So he is the same guy who plays Dr. Agent Stone in the Sonic movies.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah, same guy.
That's so sick.
Same guy.
What does he use
Oh,
it
that's
for?
so cool.
To concoct his poisons.
So if you want to think about it, we are playing as Dr. Agent
Does
Stone.
no one attempt to escape from here?
Attempt, yes, but never successfully.
Bassam's voice in this game is different than his voice that he had in Valhalla just because he's a younger Bassam. Because this game does take place like 20-something years before Valhalla, I think.
I must
Maybe a little
keep
bit
watch
more.
for any chance to slip free. Though opportunities are scarce in this place.
I want to say yes. That's right. Close enough.
Close enough.
I wonder what has become
But we're
of Enkidu.
waiting for the servant to come here. There's always a servant that comes here, but if you save the servant like we did in the very first camp thing that we did, it's the same servant that shows up, which is why we needed to save her.
Stop fretting, cook.
So this is the same servant that we saved earlier. If we didn't save her, if she is able to die, and if you don't save her, then you miss out on the investigation clue that you get from her in this mission. So that is why I took the time to save her, just so we can complete that investigation.
Nice.
Shut up, wench. Or maybe you would like to become the next experiment.
I cannot help but pity this silversmith. As for the cook, was that Hin's servant?
I think this is the first night where we go to sleep. Maybe.
This cell is a sentence of death.
Just wait for that guy to stop staring at me.
Food. Boredom here is the cruelest of killers.
And that is night 1 in the prison. This prison mission is pretty long, but that's also kind of why I do it early and get it out of the way.
You awake?
You are... What? How?
There will be more 100% collecting stuff later.
Ibis has gone too far this time.
I can also do Eagle Vision here and show like just how much enemies there are here, because we are in a prison, surrounded by enemies.
Outside,
Well, yes.
member of the community. Inside too. There will be consequences, trust me. Whoever
Interact with the wall and then interact with the blood and then interact with the soup.
May I not follow the same path?
I'm pretty sure you do have to interact with all 3 of these things to progress.
There once stood a man
That's just what I've always seen everyone who's played this do, so I'm pretty sure that's what you actually have to do.
I must be more than this.
And then interact
This
with the
could be
food,
poisoned.
and then I think interact
I
with the
should
window.
not take the risk.
These things always happen in the same order every time, but we're stuck here for like 3 in-game days, so sometimes it's a little bit hard to remember which order things go in.
Of Derwish. With me confined, he stands unguarded.
You have a
against
great
their
question
threat.
from Chad. This one I'm going to answer, which is, what will we do with the drunken sailor? I think we might shave his belly with a rusty razor. We might put him in the brig till he's sober or something like that.
Fortunate.
I don't know.
Clear of him next time.
Chat, what's your favorite AC4 shanty? I'll also extend that to Rogue, because Rogue is also has new ones.
That's a really good question.
This confinement.
We're on like,
Torture.
I think 3 years running where one of those albums, either the 2 shanty albums from AC4 Rogue, has been like my top played album for the year.
Yeah.
I love a sea shanty. If I had to, I don't know if I could pick a favorite though, to be frank.
He had plenty of friends here. Now the other prisoners are getting restless.
Rogue does reuse a lot of ones from AC4, but there are new ones that they added in that game.
Yeah, I think
Rogue
my
is-
I think my favorite is Jolly Roventar. If anyone has heard that one.
Yeah,
I think that was my favorite.
I was gonna say that. I was trying to remember what the name was. Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite Rogue one.
That one, I do kind of have a soft spot for the Spanish shanties in AC4. I actually really like those too.
Oh, I forgot I had to talk to this person first.
You're there.
I was waiting by the window because we have to do something with the window, but I forgot she comes first.
But there is...
And then we go to the window. There we go. And then we gotta use bird. Time for bird.
Yay!
If you still draw breath, I would welcome your help.
So every RPG game has a bird drone mechanic that I think they stole from Watch Dogs too, but Watch Dogs is also Ubisoft, so that's kind of understandable.
Check that out.
But every game has this drone mechanic where you can fly a bird around. They all have their own unique names. The bird in this game is Enkidu, which is named after Enkidu from the Epic of Gilgamesh. Because of mythology and history, Assassin's Creed, yippee. But we're going to use Incudo here to steal a key from the guards to get out. So I'm going to just highlight that guy for what the key is. And then just stare at this bench, because that is where he puts the key. I'll get a little bit closer. And we're just going to wait for this guy to put the key down. It's always the same guy every single time, so I know which one he is. But it's still just gotta wait for this guy to put the key down so we can get the key. I'm gonna dive to get the key, and then immediately go back to Bassam. And we can finally escape the big prison. Woo! So this guy is asleep here. He's not the only guy asleep. That is another thing that happens when you save the servant. She puts a lot of people to sleep for you. Not every single guy, as you saw there, but there will be a lot of enemies that would be asleep that would otherwise be awake if I didn't save the servant. So there's another reason why we save the servant, just so some enemies can be asleep. And we don't have to do this with stealth. We can just run and let people see us, because I don't care. So we're gonna get this key, run up these stairs. All these guys are asleep except for those two. Unlock this door. And then jump down here. And those guys can't get to me because they can't go through the gap.
The potion that Hin's servant brewed has proven potent indeed. That plunge is too great.
Side jets over there.
That list of
I don't think I need to kill this guy, but I'm gonna just do it for safety.
One of the hiding spots lies within these walls.
And then get this. That is another thing you get from. That is what you get from pickpocketing the guy in the tailing mission earlier. You get some blow darts.
Hold on.
And then throwing knife this guy. Pick up the throwing knife again, and then throwing knife this guy. Just carry my throwing knife from one guy to the next guy.
I mean, if it works, it works.
Use SSI trick to lure this guy over here. SSI trick is something you can do in a lot of the earlier games, where the meter that you saw there, it goes from white to yellow to red. Yellow means they investigate. Red means they start combat. So I want it to fill up with yellow before it goes to red. I'm gonna save this guy just so we can distract some people. But I want it to fill up with yellow before it goes to red, so I don't get into combat, but I want him to lure. I want to lure him to where I was. So I'm gonna take this guy out and then just free this guy. And then hopefully, while these guys are all distracted, I can just sneak down here. Nope, they saw me.
Unlucky.
There is a strat you can do here where you can just drop down the wall and get for the door faster, but I have not mastered that yet. I'm just gonna end up killing these guys. Oh, I'm out of stamina. I always forget that this game has stamina because of Mirage and the whole having a stamina system. And rip me dying because I couldn't dodge because I was out of stamina.
Unlucky.
The very end of that room can be a little bit rough just because there's so many enemies in there. And there's only two other prisoners you can use to help distract them, and the prisoners don't have weapons, so they're pretty weak. And you obviously don't have a whole lot of tools. So you kind of have to make do with like what you do and what you have.
Before I depart, I must settle Abyss's fate.
So just do all this again. There is another prisoner in that door, but I don't bother saving him.
Sow chaos and aid my escape.
Just because I don't need to. And then jump down here, get this key again. Just run past all these guys. Thankfully, sprinting does not use stamina. It's only dodging and attacking that uses stamina. So I am holding down a button to sprint.
Has proven potent indeed.
Valhalla and Mirage have a lot of controller customization options. Normally, your sprint button is clicking the left stick in, but I have changed that to R2 just because it feels more natural for me as someone who plays the older games a lot more. But there is a lot of options you can do. You can also, I think you can also connect a keyboard if you want to play keyboard and mouse, but also if you want keyboard and mouse, you can just play on PC. But as a console player, I just prefer controller. But there are a lot of customization things you can do. You can also change the color of the reticle. I know the person who does any percent stuff has the reticle as green, but I just keep it as the natural white.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, you were talking about being one of like the only people who runs the series, any of these games on console. Is there like besides like, I guess like loading and performance, is there like a major difference between running these on PC versus running on console?
There are some rules, which I personally don't agree with these rules, but they're PC-only rules anyway, so it doesn't really affect me. There are rules for some of the games where we are allowed to alter the game files to get rid of like intro files to really like load up the game faster. Some of the games on PC also allow using Alt F4 to close out of the game to skip some cutscenes faster. Because there are some cutscenes that you are forced to watch on console in some of the games, but on PC you can use Alt F4 to skip out of them. Like you Alt F4 to close the game and then reopen it and it skips the cutscene, which is pretty fast and saves a lot of time. But you obviously can't do that on console. But other than that, it's really just like, do you want faster loads and do you want to skip the intro cutscenes and all that stuff? Yeah, obviously PC does run faster just because of PC being better. But we now have official, like, at least for most of the games, I think Mirage is still personally waiting for it. And I think also Shadows, but we do have a lot of PC console leaderboard splits now, especially with the change in leadership that we had a few months ago. Because I won't fully go into it, but we did have like a pretty toxic controlling mod for this series for a very long time, and thankfully we were able to get rid of him pretty recently, so there has been a lot of mod stuff. We also started introducing rules for breaks for long runs. We allow breaks for runs that are over 6 hours long. We allow for 2 breaks for a run, and you have I think what we decided on was 2 breaks per run that are over 6 hours long, 15 minutes for however long the break is, and you need to have at least an hour gap length of time between each break that you take, is I think what we decided on for break rules. So if you do decide to do any runs that are 6 hours long, then we do allow breaks for those. But obviously this run is only like 2 hours, so there's not a break rule for this run on the leaderboards, but I think we will be taking break later for the showcase tonight.
Yep, we'll be doing that in a little bit, but I'm glad that with that change, the runs have become a lot more accessible, just because I know that not a lot of people run them to begin with because they're all really, really, really long, so
yeah.
It's cool to see that change.
And there's just like not really a lot of like interesting skips or glitches or anything in these games. Really the only one I can think of is Odyssey has a glitch called rock launches, where you can like, there's a certain viewpoint in the game with a rock underneath it where you can like aim your bow at a certain angle and it'll launch you like halfway across the map depending on your FPS. But since that depends on FPS, then it's pretty PC dependent. But that's like the only like interesting glitch in the run in like any Assassin's Creed run I can think of.
Can't lie, that does sound sick though.
Yeah. There is videos on it. If you look up the Odyssey speedrun, you can see a clip of the Odyssey rock launch. It's very funny to see. But it is I think it's pretty hard to do to get the right angle, but it's also FPS dependent for
What do you have? Here is Watson's.
However far you want to go.
I always try to
Gonna
keep
refill
those in
tools
stock.
here.
Got to-
And then we're gonna leave the camp again. And like I said, get used to wearing seeing the prisoner outfit because we will be wearing this for like the entire rest of the run. So I just refilled all my tools. And we're gonna get on the road here as soon as possible because horses and camels in this game and Valhalla do have stamina as well when you're spinning with them. But as long as you're on like a paved road like this, your stamina doesn't go down and you can go at max speed. And I think horses are faster than camels, but it would just take too long to swap from a camel to a horse. So we're just using camels.
Don't ask why I know this, but I have a myriad of camel facts for some reason. If you were wondering, in real life, camels can run as fast as some racehorses. They can run up to about 40 miles per hour, depending on your camel. So I hope that was a fun fact for you.
Shoutouts camel facts. I think horses and camels are also just like faster on PC anyway, regardless of speed, but it would just take too long to swap to a horse. And we're going to go up here to get a historical site. That guitar thing is also where you play the oud for any melodies that you get. Maybe I'll play one at the end if I'm close to a site, which I think I should be, but we'll see. There is no mini game for playing the oud melodies. It's really just go to an oud station and just watch it play the oud. But I think there's like 6 different ones that you can get. And then getting this camel here. And then going to another historical site down this way. And I do have my route up just in case I forget anything. Because I was the one person who routed out 100%. I was the very first person to do it. So this route is my personal route. If things ever do change in the future and someone else does run this with me, maybe the route will change, but this is the route that I decided on when I was making this. It's just kind of what made the most sense to me in the order that I do things.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. You being the person to kind of route the category, was that like difficult or like... I personally have never routed a category for like anything, so how was that experience?
It was a little bit difficult because like I mentioned earlier, the Map Genie website, I was kind of like cross-referencing that and like where things are and like what is the best order to do things in, like can I get this thing while I'm in here, while I'm doing this mission, or like do I need to fast travel back here later? So a little bit of thinking like that, like can I do this while I'm here now, or do I need to come back? Would it make more sense to come back later? Would it make more sense to get it now? I think there are some things I changed a little bit in between like first routing it and doing a few runs, but most of it is basically like the very first route that I made. And I made it all in like a single sitting, I think like maybe 4 hours or something, just like trying to think of like the best way to do stuff. And
It plays a melody so sweet that
and I do have it in Excel sheet. I should probably put it in the resources on the SOC page, but I just haven't really bothered to do that yet.
But congrats on that. That's a lot of work. I'm like thinking about it. I did actually I think I routed a solo category for the co-op Wolfenstein game, and that was also a lot of work, and it's a long game too. So my props to you.
If I can at least understand why.
It was a little bit easier because this game is pretty short, especially with this being a DLC. Like Mirage is already pretty short already, but this is a DLC, so there's a lot less to do. If I was routing out something like Shadows 100%, it probably would have taken a lot longer, just because of how big that game is. But with this being a shorter DLC, it probably wasn't as bad as it probably would have been otherwise with a longer game.
Yeah, I'm like scared to think about Shadows 100%. That sounds like terrifying.
There's also no Valhalla % either, so.
Ooh, yeah, that also sounds just diabolical.
The Valhalla any % is already 10 hours long, so there's that.
Yeah, as much as I personally enjoy Valhalla, I very much can see a lot of people's gripes with it, given that it is just like the longest video game ever for no reason. Yeah. So, yeah.
But I have 100% in a lot of these games, just casually on my own for like multiple times over many years. Mostly the older ones, so like I kind of have an idea for like how long it should take to 100% them, but like that was also me doing it casually over like the course of like multiple days, like a week or something. So like speeding that up for like a speedrun would probably take a little bit more work to do. But I also have like a personal list on Google Docs or whatever, like when I first 100% into games, and I think the first one I did was AC1 in like 2014 because I was waiting for Unity to come out and I didn't know what else to do, so I just decided to 100% all the games, and then Unity came out and I just continued doing it.
You will.
That's
We played this game the night before he left.
But yeah, we were basically just investigating Basim's childhood home with his father. That board game, there was I believe is a Norse board game, like from this time period, just because of the whole thing with Valhalla and Basim being who he is. I don't know how much more I want to say for spoiler reasons, but there are some Norse references that get explained here. If you've played Valhalla, you understand why.
For the sake of
that was another question I wanted to pose to chat. Regardless of game, I was wondering what your favorite setting, like time period setting for the AC games was. I already said it enough, I love Vikings, but I also really enjoyed the golden age of piracy, and like the Odyssey was also a very fun one for me. I'm a huge history nerd, so I always like to ask people.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed is like personally what got me into like history stuff. So I like a lot of like history things based around Assassin's Creed. Most of what I know from history is like, oh, I saw this in Assassin's Creed one time.
Yeah, I feel that.
What is happening over there?
But as someone who prefers the classic games, I think I'm like really big fan of like the Italian Renaissance, and like being as someone born in America who had to learn about colonial times in school a lot, I think I also like, I'm pretty partial to the American Revolution stuff for AC3. Also with that game being my first game.
Yeah, recently when I was doing my first playthrough of AC3 Remastered, I was in a call with a bunch of people, and every time like something major would happen, and like the American Revolution, we'd be like, "Oh!"
The
And Connor was there.
Leonardo DiCaprio pointing meme. I remember this from school.
You'd be like, "Oh," and Connor was there. He was there. Yep. Or yeah.
I heard even with Ab is gone, his men still set ambushes all over the north of Alola.
Shout out Safe from Kenway, one of the best
Hope
characters.
to catch a few rich travelers, no
Bro.
doubt.
How do they manage without that madman barking orders?
I still need to read a lot of the like comics
As
and
long
books
as
and
we
stuff,
get
but
our share of
I have
whatever
read
they steal.
recently like the AC2 Renaissance book and the Brotherhood book. But I know I still gotta work my way through a lot of like the other side media things. Because there is a lot of stuff for this series.
There is a whole lot of side media. I haven't read any of like the comics or anything, but I do like to collect the art books, just because there's a lot of work that goes into putting these games together, which I really appreciate. So
My father has been taken. To
There was
find
the
him,
movie in
I
2016,
must
which we
journey
don't
into the
talk about,
north.
depending on who you're talking to.
yeah.
Now, with Ab is dead. I wonder.
I think
who
the
this
only thing
Mirage
interesting
may
about that
be.
movie, well, maybe one of the only interesting things, is that I think it set the world record for like the highest stunt jump that they did because of the leap of faith scene. I'm pretty sure that's real lore.
I'm about to fact check that. Let's see.
I know there's a behind the scenes video of them filming it, but I think also it set a new world record for like the highest stunt jump, that freeform stunt jump that someone has ever done.
You would be correct. The highest free fall performed by a stuntman in 35 years, the 125 feet leap of faith.
One of my favorite dumb things about that movie is in the Animus scenes where you can barely see what's happening. Because it just flips back and forth between the Animus and real-time modern-day stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, do you want me to watch your movie or not? Please. Oh, we're getting another viewpoint here. This viewpoint is weird because every time you fast travel to it, it doesn't point you directly to where the haystack is, and I don't know why it does that. But I know there's also a few other viewpoints in other games that do that.
We're getting some great answers from chat on their favorite time periods. We've got a couple origins. Ancient Egypt is just cool no matter how you look at it. But one rare answer that I think not a lot of people would say is the world building in Syndicate, which is another game that you run. So
Yeah, another thing I've done is I'm also the person who invented the EV solo missions category for Syndicate, which is it's basically just doing all the EV missions in Syndicate. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I am also the person that made that. There wasn't really as much routing that had to go into that one because it's really just play all the missions. But we also now officially have a category extensions board on our series page on SOC. And that is where the EV solo missions category is right now.
Ah, these rogues know how to move unseen.
I also made Haytham for AC3, where it's just do the Haytham first few sequences in AC3, which is also on there.
Nice to feel useful.
We're also doing our first contract. We're doing this run. So I remember with the back of the very first thing I did in this run was accept some contracts. This was one of the ones that I accepted at the very start of the run. So we're finally doing some contract stuff now. And each contract has contractor requests on them, which are basically, if you know the full sync objectives from the earlier games, it's basically the same thing. For this one, it's just to not kill anyone. I did get seen there a little bit, but hopefully they don't come and kill me. And the classic Assassin's Creed waiting to be completely anonymous before talking to anyone.
Please leave me out of it.
Well,
So that is our first contract done. And Camel here. Get this other stolen good. I did get, I think, a one stolen good earlier. The way the stolen goods work are kind of like the enigmas from Origins and Odyssey, where you like collect something in an area and then it leads to a hidden location somewhere in the world where you loot from the ground and get an item. So that's kind of what the stolen goods are, but we also do have to return to Hind later at the end of the run to give her all of the stolen goods. And then we're doing a second contract here. This one is do not damage the goods. There is a chest there where if you open it, it is actually a trick by the robbers and it will poison you and make enemies come out and attack you. And because we don't want to damage the goods for the contractor request, I'm just not gonna bother dealing with that. So I'm actually gonna do this mission the other way, where you can save this guy. And then go back and kill the evil merchant guy that tricked you. The enemies that are supposed to come out and attack you are actually there already. They're just like hiding behind a wall. So you can kill them before that happens, but I would just rather not deal with any of that.
I spit you.
Camel.
Not now.
I was hoping not to run into the wall there, but you saw they're automatically getting onto the camel because I spawned them in front of me. That is hopefully how I should spawn camels, but also not run into a wall when I do it.
That smoke. I should investigate.
And Basim wants us to investigate that smoke, but we're actually not going to do that yet. We're actually going to go past it and do some other side stuff for a little bit before we go there. And discover Northern Wilds. Because this game has like less RPG stuff than like Origins and Valhalla and all that stuff, there is no XP in this game. You don't get experience for completing locations or anything, or like discovering stuff. There is still a skill tree, but you get skill trees from, or skill points from completing contracts in the base game. And I got skill points earlier from just loading up into Valley Memory, because it gives, when you start from the Valley Memory option, you do get stuff automatically given to your character. So that's how I was able to start with skill points already, to get all the skills that I got at the beginning of the run.
I tell you, the white sharkfish is but a jest beside the dandan. Surely
go here to the Ikma Mountain.
It devours great creatures.
We're gonna do some stuff here.
Some say a single dandan once swallowed an entire ship with all its crew. Although I know of one fisherman who swears that this fish perishes at the taste of human flesh, or even at the sound of a human's cry. But even if this is true, it remains a wondrous creature. They say its fat runs bright as gold and sweeter than honey. Anoint yourself.
I don't know how I feel about this story.
Talk about some sea monsters.
I don't think I like this creature.
That guy I just ran past is a cartographer. He is
A moment, please.
he's like an in-game map thing where you can buy collectible maps from him.
Hello.
I did not need to talk to you
what
twice.
these students are up to.
So if you don't want to use the Map Genie website I've mentioned, you can go to him and buy collectible maps. But also the Map Genie website is free and not in-game, so I would rather use the website.
I could.
There is a little bit of a weird thing with the Map Genie website. They do have all the games on there, all the Assassin's Creed games. But some games you have to search for by typing in Assassin's Creed, but other games you have to search for by just typing in AC. I don't really know how they decided which games are Assassin's Creed and which games are AC, but all of the games are on there. You just have to kind of know which one is the full title and which one is the 2 letters.
What an interesting way to do that. That's funny.
That website also has like a lot of other maps for other games like Witcher 3 or like Red Dead Redemption 2 and other stuff, but I mostly use it for Assassin's Creed.
I can vouch it for the one game, the only game I think I've ever 100% completed, Dragon Age of Belgrade. I use that for some stuff like a charm, so.
And it's pretty good with like filtering out what you need. Like you can turn on or off whatever filters and all that stuff. There are ads on the website, but you can just use an ad blocker and all that stuff. But it is a pretty reliable website that I've used for like a long time. I've been using it for so long that I completely forget how I even found it. There is also an Assassin's Creed channel I follow on YouTube that I think is just called Assassin's Creed Series, and he has like a lot of guides and stuff that I've used for a long time.
I gotta say, people who make like walkthroughs and like people who
Guide me and keep it.
make content for helping you like 100 complete stuff or just like finding things that you wouldn't think to look for, really the backbone of society.
This one we have to kill these leopards here. Just like really the only time you ever fight like wild animals in this. I think there are other points where like there's animals in cages that you can free, but I would rather not free them because I don't want to risk them attacking me.
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
That is a carryover from like the main RPG games where like certain camps had animals you could free to like attack enemies for you. But I also learned from the other Mirage runner, it's a little bit different when you free animals in this game, because the enemies and the animals kind of share the same AI for whatever reason. So if the animals detect you, then it makes the human enemies to also detect you.
Oh.
And I don't know why they decided to do that in this game.
That's a choice.
I was once doing, I don't know if I was doing a full run. I think it was just practicing a mission or something. But in the final mission, there's like a cage with like leopards in it. And I freed the leopards to kill the enemies for me, but then it made all the enemies detect me. And I asked the other runner, like, what happened? He was like, oh yeah, that's just the thing that Mirage does. They share the same
awesome.
AI for some reason.
That's awesome.
Mirage also has a thing where I discovered this on my first playthrough, where if you play on the harder difficulties in Mirage, looting stuff from like pots and things makes noise and can make enemy detect you. I don't know why looting makes noise in this game, but it sure does.
That's so dramatic.
Teleport down this guy. His clue. There should also be an armored guy around here. Yep, there he is. I probably should have waited for him first before I did that, but I can just maybe do this. Corner assassinate him. Because I wanted to kill him first, because once you pick this up, you're locked into this animation. So I didn't want to risk him seeing me while I was locked into the animation there. And then what I'm going to do here is do what's called a 1-2. So 1-2, throwing knife one guy, assassinate the other guy, which is a classic stealth game thing you can do with a lot of games. I've learned that from a self-game YouTuber that I follow who does a lot of Assassin's Creed stuff called Leo K. He's really a chill guy. I haven't talked to him personally, but he has a lot of chill videos and does a lot of like stealth game tutorial stuff. He has like a lot of Assassin's Creed like parkour guides and things, and shoutouts to Leo K.
Nice. I have to say, this is kind of backwards given the kind of games these are, but when I first started, my first game was AC4, and I started it but couldn't finish it because of the stealth sections, because I was just really bad at it, and it would stress me out so bad I wouldn't be able to play. Funnily enough, it was like the RPG games that kind of got me out of that, because I liked them so much. I was like, oh, I think I can get over it now, but yeah.
It seems the robbers used
when I started playing AC3, because it was my first one, AC3 is like the end of like the Desmond stuff. So I started AC3 and I had no idea what was going on. So then I kind of gave up on the game for a while because I didn't understand anything. And I was also like a 12-year-old child.
Soon enough, I shall have my
so I kind of gave up on the game for like maybe a year or something, and then I went back to it and I was like, wait, this game is actually based.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I know you are a lore master, but even to like adult people who have played the original trilogy, the lore makes no sense half the time. So that's completely understandable.
I think one of the things that really bugs me a lot with the new lore is all the Isu stuff. They treat the Isu as if they were the actual gods, but they're not gods. They were just an extremely advanced, technologically advanced race. But the newer games seem to think they were gods. I also knew this ambush here was going to happen. I let it happen on purpose. Just because it's faster to be on the roads. But there are set places where the enemies ambush you. Which they also brought into the Claws of Awaji DLC for Shadows. It would help if I would not die again. Shadows, the Claws of Awaji DLC was made by the same team that made Mirage. So a lot of the stuff that was in Mirage was in Claws of Awaji. So they brought over like the ambushing stuff that's in this and a lot of other things.
It was cool. I already talked about this before in the green room. Would love to play Shadows. Unfortunately, that game is gigantic.
Yeah.
It's 140 gigabytes on PC. So we'll get there one day.
That camel just cloned itself.
Oh.
I hope everyone else just saw the cloning camel.
Oh my god. New camel fact for you. Camels can clone themselves.
Steady yourself, Basim.
But I have looked at the map of Shadows on the Map Genie website, and it is big.
Yeah. Hopefully once PC parts stop being the most expensive thing ever, I can get another SSD to play that on. But until then, we've got some Mirage DLC.
I also mentioned this in the green room, but the main reason why I haven't been able to play Shadows yet is just because I don't own a PS5. And my PC is not powerful enough to run it, so even if I did want to play it on PC, which I don't because I'm a console player, I just can't. Hopefully I might get a PS5 soon, I'm not sure, but maybe one day I'll get to play Shadows.
We did have someone in chat earlier remarking about how good this game looks and runs for being on PS4.
Yeah. I would imagine it runs better on PS5, but just because of my limitations right now, I do have to run this on PS4. And I do another SSI trick here. Just wait for it to go yellow. This is a thing you can do in a lot of the games. This is pure stealth. You can just let people see you for like 2 seconds, and then they will immediately come to where you are. It is fail safe. It works every single time. Doing a 1-2. And just go around here. Get the key from this guy.
I wonder what this key
I do have the auto loot skill, so whenever I assassinate someone, I do automatically get whatever item they're carrying.
One cool thing, kind of about the accessibility of these games, that when I was playing through Odyssey for the first time, my philosophy in playing games is a little bit different than it is now, but I felt like that game was really, really grindy because the more like you would go in the story, you'd have to be a higher level, or you just get like destroyed. There's like you can turn the scaling down for that, so it's not as aggressive, which I didn't know until I was almost finished the game. But it's cool how like accessible these games kind of are, especially the newer ones.
If you play Odyssey on the highest difficulty on Nightmare, you actually can't change the level scaling. It locks it up to the highest setting.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. Also, another thing with the grinding with Odyssey is Odyssey has a a level creator thing. They introduced a story creator mode like a few years after launch, where like people could like make their own levels and things, and a lot of people use that to make XP grinding missions. And then like after like about a year of that, Ubisoft shut that down and banned people for making XP grinding missions, and said if you want to grind XP, just go buy the XP booster from our microtransaction store.
I do remember when those were still active. I have seen some very interesting looking levels in my day.
There will be some available, but at least for the most part, a lot of like the old ones that were really good are pretty much gone now. Yeah, it's just go give Ubisoft your money if you don't want to grind, apparently.
Yeah, sure, yep.
I won't go too deep into like the Ubisoft situation, but like it's a whole thing.
Sure is.
Which is why I'm glad this DLC is free, because you don't have to give Ubisoft your money any more than already buying the game. Which thankfully I did get Mirage on sale, so I didn't have to pay as much as usual, but free DLCs for the win.
Yeah, I will say that having pre-ordered this game, it is kind of worth it. This is a pretty good game, and it's definitely kind of a return to form to some of the older games as compared to some of the newer ones, and also is not forever long. So
I think I finished like when I first played Mirage like back in July. I think I finished it in like maybe like a week. Like, and I was 100%ing it. I finished it in a week. It's a really short game.
Yeah, my first playthrough, I should say my only playthrough, I haven't played it again since it came out, but I also was done within like a week. It's a short and sweet, but it's pretty good.
For this reason,
I've also been considering learning the base game 90% run for this game. But I mostly have not learned it yet because I was waiting for this DLC to come out. So now that this DLC is out, I might maybe go back and learn base game at some point. I do know there were some minor changes to the 90% route recently, but just because of like all the gameplay changes they added in the update that came with this DLC. Like one of the big things was there was a strat you could do with the trip mine tool in this game, where you could place them on the ground where enemies would spawn after a cutscene, and then make the cutscene happen, and then the traps would trigger on the enemies right after they spawned. and you can't do that anymore because they got rid of traps persisting after cutscenes.
That sucks.
So route did have to change a little bit due to that and some other stuff, but that was a thing you could do in the earlier 80%, but not anymore. Which also sucks because I think the trap is like my least used tool in this game because I just don't really like trap-based items in games. So
No, me
I
neither.
don't use the trap a lot. So I feel like if I was able to do that strat, I think it would have helped me use the trap a lot more. But now that it's gone, I just can't do that. And then jump down here. I don't care about taking that minuscule amount of damage because I'm on easy mode. This is also not like Odyssey where once you reach level 20 you just don't have any fall damage for the entire rest of the game. Which is a choice. Sometimes it is a little bit weird going, because I recently replayed through Odyssey and now I started replaying through Valhalla, and like sometimes I'm still in the mindset of I can just make this jump and survive. Not in Valhalla.
Nope. Nope, you sure can.
Their true abode lies in a realm beyond our own.
Yeah, the order I've been playing the games in has been maybe the most asinine ever, but it's been fun. I think I went from Odyssey to Valhalla to Origins to Mirage to AC4 to Rogue and then AC3. So no rhyme or reason. We're kind of just I'm having a good time. So
I mostly played them in order because I played AC3 first. Because I got into the series because I had a friend in middle school who was like, "Hey, have you heard of Assassin's Creed?" And I was like, "No, should I play it?" And he was like, "Yeah, go play it." So that I got to see AC3 for Christmas because it was like around when it came out, around that time. And then I played AC3, and then I went back and I played AC1 and then the other 2 games. And then did AC3. I think I did AC3 again just to like refamiliarize myself with it. And then I played AC4 and then just continued to do release order. Which kind of got thrown off because Unity and Rogue released on the same day because they wanted the same day release for that game.
yeah.
I think what I did was for Unity and Rogue, as I started Unity first because it was the new next-gen game at the time, and then every day after I swapped between Unity and Rogue. So I did Unity one day, Rogue one day, and just swapped between them until I finished them. Which didn't last too long for Rogue, just because Rogue is a shorter game.
Yeah.
But I did Unity, Rogue, and just until I finished Rogue, and then I just went all in on Unity, and then Syndicate, and then Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla.
Yeah, Unity was another one that I started. I also, when I got those 2 games, I got those also for Christmas, and I had them at the same time. And I kind of like started them both, but Unity is still one I haven't gone back to yet. But it's on the list of things.
We actually have a lot of Unity runners in the speedrun community. A lot of the people that I talk to are Unity runners and have been doing some Unity stuff for a while. But of course they run on PC because I'm the only console runner.
I can see it. That compared to some of the other times, it's a lot shorter. 3 hours is like almost kind of normal.
3 hours is kind of like the average for most games. But then once you get into like the RPG era, they really extend their time.
Forever speedrun, yeah.
That's like why no one runs these games and they never get into events because they're too long. here I go lower. There's a stolen good down here somewhere. The stolen good locations I mostly just memorized because you have to find where that white dot is first, and there's no visible thing to indicate where it is other than that white dot. But thankfully, Map Genie come in clutch. What you're supposed to do with the stolen goods is you're supposed to go into your inventory and like read what the clue is to like find the hidden location and all that stuff. But like, who does that when you have internet?
Oh yes, exactly.
And I'm heading to my next contract here. And I think we decided this next contract is where we'll be going to be taking a break after I finish it.
Yep.
There's not a lot of roads in this area, so I do have to kind of manage my stamina here a little bit.
Well, not sure that we can top the camels can just duplicate camel fact, apparently, but if you didn't know, there are over 160 words in Arabic for camel alone. So there you go. Camels are very popular.
Come, friend, over here.
What is a camel but a sand horse?
Exactly. There you go. You're just weird looking sand horses, you're right.
So we're gonna go up to this fort here. This next contract, we have to kill 3 targets, but we have to make the kills look like an accident. Which
this must be the place.
It says use an indirect kill on the target, but you have to do that on all 3 of them, even though it acts like you only have to do it on one of them. But you have to do it on all 3 because I've tested it, and when I was doing this the first time, I killed the last one like directly, just assassinating them, and it didn't give it to me. So you do have to do the accidental kills on all 3 of them. So there's 1, 2, 3. They do have set paths where they like walk next to like oil jars or like under things you can destroy. So I'm gonna wait for this guy here. You don't have to kill all 3 of them at the same time, thankfully. You just have to make sure that they all die through like people thinking they just spontaneously died. So I know this guy is gonna walk under here. So
I don't know why, but spontaneously died is kind of awesome.
I forgot what the word indirect and accidental was.
Oh man, my fellow henchman just spontaneously died. Oh, it sucks.
I think what my brain was thinking of like oil jars. I'm gonna explode these guys, because that's what I'm gonna try to do. And my brain was thinking spontaneously combust, but also accidental kill at the same time. And my brain got confused. So this guy is gonna walk next to the oil jar. It's not gonna reach. I probably could have done that there, but I'm just trying to be safe. If I do fail any of these, I can reset a save, an autosave from earlier, but I would rather not do that just for time's sakes. Okay, so there's one. And then it should be an oil jar. Yeah, right there. Noise maker. Throw it next to the oil jar, so hopefully that alerts him. It'll alert the wrong guy. AI is kind of a mess in these games sometimes.
Yeah, we just do a little bit of trolling. It's so.
I don't know where he's going. He's going on an adventure here with his friend. No, you're coming back over here. Please go close enough to the oil jar. Okay, there's that guy. And then this guy, I'm gonna get refill tools quickly here. And then those jars hanging there I could just use to kill this last guy. Because I know he's gonna walk up this path and stand directly under it. And that is that mission done. Go up here and get this historical site, and there's going to be another stolen good I have to kill, another stolen good I have to get, and then I can escape from here, and then we can take our break.
Awesome.
So this lone guy by this tree down here. Guy.
Time to leave.
And time to leave, and then we can take our break. There's Bassman in all his glory.
Awesome. All right, well, team, we are going to go ahead and get ready to take a quick wellness break. Before we do that, I do quickly want to thank everyone for supporting Games Done Quick, whether it be with your subscriptions, your gift subs, your bits cheered. All of those contributions help keep our shows on Hotfix running. So if you are currently enjoying the stream, consider subscribing for exclusive emotes, ad-free viewing, and access to chat during replays. You can also always support the stream by sharing the Games Done Quick channel with your friends. With that, like I said, we're going to take a quick wellness break. So make sure you hydrate, you use the restroom, you stretch, unshrimp your back, get a sweet treat, and do all that fun stuff. And we'll be back soon with more. Welcome back, everyone. We are about halfway through this episode of Hidden Heroes. This is, of course, the Hotfix show where we showcase speedrunners who are part of marginalized communities in the games that they're passionate about and that they want to show off. Before we get back into our run of Assassin's Creed Mirage, I do have a couple announcements that I want to talk about. We would love to have you on GDQ Hotfix. We are now accepting submissions for the winter season. If you've got a run you'd love to showcase on the channel, you can send it our way at gdq.gg/submit/hotfix. You can also type !submit in chat for more details. So if you've always wanted to be on Hotfix, or you've got a run you're working on, and you would love to share it with us and have us share it with the wider community, please submit. We would love to have you on. And when I say that, I speak for all of the showrunners for all of our different shows and different themes. We'd love to have you. With that, you can also catch up on past Hotfix shows, special events, and GDQ marathons over on youtube.com/gamesdonequick. If you are watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay up to date with GDQ. And lastly, if you would like to just get involved more with the GDQ community at large, you can join our official Discord, the Games Done Quick Discord, and you can also add the Hotfix role to stay in the loop on upcoming events, chat with staff, and more. You can use !Discord in Twitch chat for an invite and more information. You can also get some fun channels if you are attending Awesome Games Done Quick in person this January as well. You can use attend, I believe it is, in the Discord to get those roles. But with that, I'm going to hand it back over to Pikal for more Assassin's Creed Mirage Valley of Memory 100%. Once again, good luck, have fun, and take it away.
I saw someone changing. Someone wants to change our fit. Don't worry, we'll go back to this. We're not changing the fit, don't worry. But yeah, we can go in 3, 2, 1, camel.
Camel.
Santoris. Chat, do we want to name our camel? What should we name our camel, chat?
I would love to name our camel. Chat, bring us your best camel name ideas.
We got a lot of time, just open one movement with no roads.
With that, I could also share some more camel facts that I just know. Some camel calves, when they're born, by the way, camels, they gestate for like a really long time. They can carry their calves for up to 14 months, which is a long time. But sometimes when camels are born, they are born completely white, and they don't turn brown or whatever color their coat is until they are adults. But there are some more camel. Oh, we're getting some great names. We got Camelton. Toe is also really good.
So,
we've got a couple that are just camel. We got Camel McCamelface. Then also Humphrey. Humphrey is pretty good.
I like camel but camel face. That reminds me of That reminds me of the console name on my Switch, which is Bodie McBoatface.
That's awesome.
Shout outs to my friend Chris, who named my Switch Bodie McBoatface in like, I don't know, 2019 or something, and I just haven't changed it.
Oh, it's so fun. Thank you for all your camel names, chat. These are awesome.
And speaking of animals, we're going to do some more animals here. We're going to free the animals for this contract. Very unique name for this contract. It's called Free the Animals, or You Free the Animals.
Hey, it wouldn't be a speedrun on GDQ if we weren't, saving the animals. So.
This contract request, I'm used to calling them full sync objectives because that's basically what they are, and that's what they are in the older games. But this one is to keep the animals safe, so we're going to actually save the animals properly. So I'm going to make sure that I kill basically everyone in this camp just to make sure that no one harms any of these animals. I can actually climb this wall here. Climbing is a little bit different in Mirage than the RPG games, like the main RPG games. Because in the RPG game, the main ones, you can basically climb anything like Spider-Man. But in Mirage, you need to actually look for physical handholds and all that stuff, like you kind of do in the older games. It's kind of a mess, but whatever, we saved it. All these guys died from my smoke bomb because one of the upgrades I got at the very beginning was poison smoke bombs, so it does damage to people in the smoke bomb, which is very useful. And I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3. And the final guy is gonna give me a stolen clue because he has one on him. Try and light that guy. And then there should be another guy over here. Just explode. And I'm gonna go back over here because I think there's a tool thing here. I was hoping that my focus bar was full, but it won't. So it'll be fine. Out of throwing knives unless this guy gives me some. He gives me one.
What just happened? Wait, what?
Sleep darting the armored guys is a little bit difficult because you have to aim on the parts of their bodies where they're not armored. I think there is an upgrade that bypasses that, but we completely ignore it. So that camp cleared. And then I'm gonna free this animal in here.
We did have a clarifying question from chat. The poisonous smoke doesn't damage you, does it?
No.
Okay.
Any game where there's like poison smoke, you don't get damaged by your own smokes. Which is also how you're able to see in your own smokes, because it doesn't affect you personally. Because it would be a pretty bad design choice if your own smokes blinded you.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what they do with the smoke bombs in Revelations. But you also have the eagle vision in Revelations where you can just see through it. So I'm going to get what should be the final viewpoint. And what I got there was an upgrade schematic for an outfit. The outfits and upgrades and stuff we do need, but we get them through just doing the contracts and stuff, so I don't really worry about them. In base game Mirage, there are like weapons and upgrades that you get from chests in the world, but there are no chests like that in Valley of Memory, so I don't have to worry about finding chests or anything. So go in here, get this historical site, and then this should maybe be our last viewpoint, I think. We can climb the wall. No, actually, it's not our last viewpoint, because I just remembered one that I skipped accidentally. So we're actually going to have to go back for one at some point. I think I did that in my first run, too, but, whatever. Sometimes you just forget things.
Yeah, that happens.
Which, it actually makes sense that I kind of remembered it now, because in my route after this viewpoint, I say the fast show somewhere. So I'm just not gonna do that. So I'm pretty sure I know where it is. And this ambush is supposed to happen. I just wish it didn't happen when you land in the haystack.
Loving this chat from someone. Ooh, an outfit schematic. If only we changed the outfit and had Basim the assassin and not Basim the guy.
It's actually even more funny because we don't even have the outfit for the upgrade schematic yet. We get that from the contract that I do in a little bit. So we're actually getting the upgrade schematic before I even do the contract that gives me the outfit.
Oh, that makes it even better.
So that big rock down there is Outfit Rock, which I think is the one I just forgot. Which if you know anything about Aulula, it is like a pretty well-known landmark in the region. Because it's a big rock and it's shaped like an elephant. So we're just gonna ride Camelson or whatever his name was over to Elephant
Camel
Rock.
McCamelfizz. See if I can remember another camel fact. Don't make camels angry. Apparently they spit at you if you make them mad. Whatever they think is a threat, they will spit at you.
Don't they also have milk? Isn't camel milk a real thing?
Oh,
is that real? I don't know.
I think so. That's
my camel fact. Camel milk. There it is. I'm contributing to the session.
They're camel facts, yeah. You're right though, camels. There's camel milk.
So I would be trying to mash my jump in here to climb a little bit faster, but you also just saw what happened where I jumped off the side accidentally,
Just
which I
go
don't want to
flying,
do.
yeah.
So I'm just not risking that because I don't want to jump off and have to climb all the way back up and potentially die. The parkour, sometimes it just does what it wants. Sometimes, especially in the newer games where there's less freedom of control. Because I am a classic Assassin's Creed player, and I will always defend the newer games or the older games where the control there's more freedom and control.
Yeah, there are some times when I'm playing the newer games, and like you said, it kind of just does what it wants sometimes, and it's just like never like. Sometimes it's just like the stupidest thing you could do in the situation that you're presented with, and it's just like, why would I want to do that? Why would I want to? I'm halfway up the structure. Why would I want to jump off of it? Why would I want to do that?
A lot of people say the older games, they do what they want, but no, that's just a skill issue.
Yeah.
Because the older games are like, they're extremely cancelable to the point where like they cancel your inputs like immediately. So if you jump off somewhere, that's you pressing the button. That's your fault. Skill issue. But in the newer games, it's just like hold one button, hold forward, and then sometimes you might jump when you don't mean to. Which is really ironic for a game where you're trying to preserve the freedom of humanity and they actively get rid of your freedoms. A lot of people these days say Unity parkour is the best, which is it's fine. It works when it decides to work, but also with Unity being the buggy game that it is, sometimes it just doesn't.
Yeah. That's it.
I also technically have ran Unity a little bit. I have done no upgrade runs with Unity. Where you just go for the whole game, no upgrades, which is possible. I've done it a few times, but it's also like 7 hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds
I did it on really longathon last year, I think. So there's probably a VOD out there somewhere for that if you want to see it. It is also technically possible to do no upgrades on Syndicate, but Syndicate no upgrades is more like low upgrades, just because there is a point early on where you're forced to get upgrades. So it's more like a low upgrades than no upgrades for Syndicate. But Unity, you can actually do no upgrades. It probably would be harder for the RPG games just because of how they are as RPGs, but maybe someone can do it.
Peace, friend.
Eventually.
Fill tools here again. I probably don't need to refill tools here for a second time, but I'm just doing this for safety. And we're going to do the contract that actually gives me the outfit for the upgrade that I have. So this one is a minigame where we have to smash all these blue pots, and we have to do it in under 1 minute 40. The pots are always in the same place every single time. And they do show up in Eagle Vision, but it's also kind of annoying because you can see here how I aim at them. The reticle doesn't go red when you aim at them, so sometimes it's a little bit hard to like know if the knife is actually going to hit if you're far away or not. Also with Basim's animations, when he swings his sword, sometimes it just doesn't hit even when you're right next to it.
Oh, I see.
Or you can miss sometimes. And I'm missing one somewhere. Where am I missing it? Down here. It would help if I don't throw over it. There we go.
Trial be concluded.
So under 1 minute 40 is not that hard to do. I was a little bit stressed out on it my first time ever doing that, but now that I've done it a few times, it's not as bad. And then we want to find a house with the robbery emblem on it and get rid of notoriety just for safety. I should know where this is. I think it's like down here somewhere, maybe. Because we need to get another stolen good, which is inside a house. So down this road, maybe. Might have saw it. Is it this? I kind of always forget what where these are. Because
It's somewhere.
the emblem is a little bit hard to find, because the emblem is supposed to mark where the house that you meant to go into for where the stolen good is. But I sometimes I get a little bit lost. I know it's on street level somewhere, maybe. And there's a blue awning near it. This might be where most of my time loss is, honestly. Unless it's here. I know it should be around here somewhere.
I will say of any of the kind of settings, this one is one of the easier ones to get super lost in.
Because with the return to roots stuff, the cities are more smaller and like built for parkour than they were in the RPG games. I'm gonna use my bird
Survey the area in
for
Kido.
once, because I am lost. Should be around here somewhere. I do have the Map Genie website up if I need it. Yeah, I'm gonna mark that because I think it's under that red awning. But it should. I know it's under an awning somewhere. I know it's also close by to. There it is. It's close by to a Tale of Ula that I did really early on. So then just go into this building. And then we're gonna have to do that search again because there's a second one we have to go into. But the second one is over on this side of the town somewhere. I know this one is like around the back of where the building is, the emblem. So I think it's probably this building. There's that emblem. And I know the window is around this side. So we got the one in here. And then there's going to be another stolen good this way, and then that should be all we have to do in the town area.
Huh?
And I might not even have to kill this guy, because I should be able to just pickpocket from him. Yep. And hopefully he didn't detect me. Yep. Southern Wilds. There you go. So that should be the rest of town that we have to be into.
Nice.
The reason why I pickpocketed him so fast is normally when you pickpocket people in this game, there's like a little mini game thing you have to play where you have to like time a button press inside like a diamond shape. But there is a guaranteed pickpocket option, so I turn that mini game off and I just have to press the button once and it pickpockets automatically. Which my first run, I forgot to do that. So my first run lost time to the pickpocket minigame. But the pickpocket minigame is also, I think, easier on easier difficulties. So I was still playing on easier difficulty in my first run, so it still wasn't too bad. But it's still faster for the guaranteed pickpocket option. Camel action, let's go.
Camel make camel face.
And then there should be like a wooden bridge around here somewhere. In between these rocks a little bit. And then get off the camel because he's slower on the bridge for some reason. Should be... There it is. Gotta always look for that white dot. And it probably would be faster to call my camel again, but I'm just gonna climb up over these rocks and then call him once I get on the other side. So we are going to do another contract here. A little bit of a camel ride just for a little bit of speed.
Come, please. I have urgent. How shall I? But without if.
And get back on the camel to go down to this fort down here. Because we just entered another contract where we have to steal items from enemies, which is good timing because I was just talking about guaranteed pickpocket, so I don't have to do that minigame. But this mission, I have feelings about it because it is on my main file. This one is glitched for me. I cannot complete it with the contract because for some reason the pickpocket prompt does not show up for me on my main file, on my main user. So I am actually doing this run on a secondary user on my PS4 because for some reason the pickpocket prompts doesn't show up, so I can't pickpocket them. And I brought it up to...
It's such a random bug.
Yeah. I brought it up to Ubisoft support, and they said they can't do anything about it because it's tied to my save file, and they can't alter my save file. So I'm not sure if that glitch will ever be fixed.
Oh, that sucks.
They did recently do an update where they got rid of the motion blur because there was a big motion blur problem that people were apparently having with the launch of this update, and they recently fixed that. So pickpocket him and kill him just so he's out of the way. I do have the auto loot option on, but that does not count as pickpocketing them. So if I were to kill them before pickpocketing them, it wouldn't count for me. So that guy is over there. I know eventually they will walk towards this bush, so I'm gonna wait. I don't want to risk using a noisemaker because I don't want to alert literally every single person around here. So I know they always walk in this same path once they decide to not stand in one place.
It's time for us to make those fat purses a little lighter.
And then they should go around this tree and walk either directly through the bush or right next to it, close enough that I can get the pickpocket.
Hold on. Who there? Make yours gone! Come on and the dog is dead!
Kind of bending the scene too much, but that should be fine. You might have also seen me doing this movement the whole time. I am doing a lot of sliding into rolls, because that is a thing you can do in this game, and it's very fast movement. You can't go prone and crawl like you can in Shadows in this game. But I do like to like slide around a lot.
Love this chat message. Oh my goodness, a body. Must have been the wind.
That's just classic Assassin's Creed AI.
Must have been the wind. Oh man, my fellow henchman has spontaneously died.
Shoutouts to spontaneously dying. I don't know why that guy's walking so far away, but he wants to do what he wants to do. The big armored guys also have, you might have seen it happen earlier, but they have a horn they can use to like alert other enemies if you get detected by them, so that's also another big reason why I'm trying to be careful around the big armored guys. Okay, so I am gonna do... Nope, I need to move a little bit. So get that guy, get that guy. And then hopefully I should just be able to run out of here. Because this is one of the contracts where you do have to return to the contract giver. And then beware of those snakes down there. Camel, where you going? Where you going, Camel?
No, Camel McCamel face.
But they should not be able to follow me out of there because I jumped off the cliff, so they're not smart enough to do that. They're not trained assassins. Even though this game takes place before Origins and all, or after Origins and before AC1, so they're not. Why did I not pickpocket targets? Oh, because I killed them with the. Okay, we got a load of save then.
Oops.
Because I killed him with the teleport thing. That's why. Because I forgot. I was too focused on stealth rather than the contact player. So I do have to do this again. Some more camel. Sometimes they still spawn behind you even when you do the even when you do the camera trick. It's not 100% foolproof, but it does help speed up a little bit sometimes when it works. But you can do that in all the RPG games, so if you ever play Valhalla again, you can spawn your horse faster.
That's so cool, I did not know that. It's definitely useful because there's a lot of game. There's a lot of places to go.
Relieve the three chiefs of their treasures with subtle hands.
And because they spawn in running, if you continue running next to them, you get on the horse or camel or whatever automatically. At least most of the time. Snake. And then mark this guy. Pass him, please, pickpocket. Rolling does use my stamina, but it is also a fast way to just get around. And if you roll between bushes, you do keep your iframes, or your stealth frames or whatever. You keep your ability to be not seen if you roll between a bush. So I'm just gonna do the same thing and wait for these guys to walk by this bush. And then on the third guy, actually pickpocket him and not kill him.
That happens, we do a little bit of trolling.
Sometimes the brain just goes stealth mode rather than mission mode.
Yeah. As much as I like these games, I think that's another reason I don't think I could speedrun these games other than besides the length, is just I'd have to change my brain to play these.
That's why it's hard for me to learn the runs for the older games, because I played the older games too much that it's muscle memory for me now. And if I tried to speedrun them, I would have to fight against my own muscle memory. So that's kind of also like another reason why I got into running Mirage and like this DLC, because I don't have muscle memory built up for Mirage yet.
Oh, well, there you go.
Is he close by? He is close by.
Hey, hold on! You there, hold!
Hopefully maybe I can just escape and not have to reload to save again. Because he definitely did detect me. Because I don't want to risk throwing a smoke bomb at him, because it will poison him and kill him. So it might be faster to just run away. This pickpocketing thing is like one with the glitch that I'm having on my main profile, and just the AI of the enemies in this mission is one of the reasons why this mission is very annoying.
Yeah.
And also like kind of why I save it for the end, because I just can't be bothered. Just pick them off one by one. I wish they were not in a big group like this. If the target wasn't in that group, I would just smoke bomb him.
Hold on!
Where's he going? Yep, heard the sound, see the thing, so let's go over here and hit this guy. Again. And then just run. Because they can't get me if I jump off the cliff. Is that good enough life advice? They can't get you if you jump off the cliff?
I mean, you're not wrong. Whatever gets us back to our camel.
Now this contract should actually be completed the way it should. Yeah, I see the green, which means it's good. Green is good. When you complete these contracts, the contractor requests like casually, all you get is just like bonus materials and stuff for them. So I'm not really getting too much stuff from doing it, but it is part of 100%, so I do still have to do this. And then the next solution for the last good is directly underneath this viewpoint. And I'm gonna get another one right after. Probably gonna get ambushed again, because I think this is the one where they ambush you immediately. Or not, because I already killed them. So I just get this one. Camel. Let's go camel face son.
Camel face. Dude, yeah. Woo!
I know there's a road right here, but I'm gonna have to get off the road immediately for the next thing anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. I can at least use it now. Because I know as long as I'm on the road, it doesn't drain my stamina, even though my stamina is empty. And now I'm gonna go to this lone single tree. And then right by the tree. And then we're gonna go actually do the final story mission again. After all this time, we're doing the story again. The run is not gonna end after I complete this mission though, because there is a little bit left we have to do after I complete it. But this would be where any percent would have been done by now anyway, just based on time. But this would be where any percent would finish. With this final mission here. So we're going to infiltrate this big fort here
to sound the signal.
to get to our final target. Get this final historical
The
site.
note I found on that robber spoke of a certain mark upon the ground.
I wanted to track the mission, please. Stop opening the codex. Fine, I won't track it.
Like, whatever, sure.
Ah, good. Here it is.
This is what happens when you put multiple things on the same button.
Now,
And this was the mission I was doing where I figured out that enemies and animals share the same
this is where it
AI,
begins. My father
which is definitely a design choice, but that's what they
I
decided.
must find a way to gain entry into the fort's inner compound. I should
Like, if it
listen to
works
these robbers.
most of the time, I
They could have
can see
valuable
that.
information.
I'm mostly borrowing from the typical 80% strats for this part. Should be... this enemy. And then that enemy, and then I think... this guy. And I'm gonna throw a noisemaker at the wall. Hopefully that tracks them. And then once I see that guy, just teleport up to the wall. Because a big thing that gets used with the assassin focus is not just for assassinations, but also for movement. So we're using it to get up here and bypass all the investigation stuff.
Hey, you.
So then get this here for an investigation clue.
Some of those pale long
And down here.
good spot for a spider.
If Basim would like to go down, please.
See, it's just like, it's parkour like that, where it's like, why did I want to do any of
What I
that?
need.
I'm gonna take this explosive barrel here. Just get rid of this guy. You don't see me, you don't see me, you don't see me, leave me alone.
I love all the slide movement with the firebot.
That's something I borrowed from any percent because I'm not sure if it actually does make you move faster, but it sure does seem like it. Especially when you're trying to go uphill.
I mean, it looks cool, so.
Excuse me? Why did you drop it? And we're gonna explode this. This will alert everyone, but I don't care. So I'm just gonna go right down into this hole, maybe. You should not be able to follow me down here, but deal with these guys. Get this key from this guy. And then just finish assassinating all these guys.
Hold on.
What? Is that my father suffering such torments?
And we do have to save this poor man.
My father. Nimlot is in the tower.
Not for any investigation thing, just for
my father is located.
completion, for just following the mission. I don't need to kill that guy. And then we confront the final enemy, which I won't explain for story reasons, because you should play this DLC. This I can't skip. This is a flashback to the base game because it's relevant to what's happening in the story, but I won't explain for story because you need to play this DLC. Everyone here should play this DLC. It's good.
And it's free.
But what? Of course. But you.
I'm not sure if there's still any sales going on right now, but Assassin's Creed games do tend to go on sale pretty often.
I can confirm they are like on super sale right now, especially on Steam with the Steam Winter Sale. Most of them are like single digits.
Do you?
I once saw a young woman in the bazaar.
I'm not sure how much Mirage is exactly, but I know Valhalla is like $6. So.
From a land far to the north, they say.
But we finally found Basim's father. This is what we came here to actually do. For the story reasons.
Like the bluest sky in winter.
And talking about Basim's mother, which explains stuff from Valhalla. If you know, you know.
He smiles. That belongs to his mother.
It finally gives us the answer to a question that a lot of people have been wondering for like 5 years.
By a sickness before she could see more of it.
But we can't really speed this part up yet. But it's his dad.
What was
the boy?
Yeah.
Also, we're not wearing we're finally not wearing the prison outfit anymore.
We got clothes.
It's gone.
This is the new outfit for the DLC, which is actually a pretty cool outfit.
Samara, where did you journey?
I have not left Samara.
Also, I can confirm on Steam at least, Mirage is 70% off. It's $15.
See, $15 game and a free DLC that has a really good story and a lot of good gameplay quality of life stuff.
Yeah, very, very worth it.
In Al-Andalus. And one day, the ancient marvels of Al-Ulla. They say those wonders are unsurpassed.
Like, regardless of the whole story about why this DLC even exists and why it's free, it is a very good DLC.
Sacred dome in Al-Quds.
Ah, yes. It would be a sight. Yet for grandeur, surely
And we got an Origins Bayek reference because they're talking about the pyramids. Let's go Bayek, one of the best characters.
Oh, that game destroyed me. I can't lie.
None have dared such a feat.
Of all the cities, Constantinople is the one I feel drawn to most. Though
Also, remember that the Basim is Lee Majdub, the guy from Sonic,
yes,
Dr. Agent Stone.
Aya Sophia.
I just had to throw that in again.
The grandest,
Because it like blew my mind the first time I read that.
Behold her beauty, but my time is much too brief. One day, I shall journey to Constantinople.
Also, just generally, if any of you wanted to play any Assassin's Creed games, whole series bundle on Steam, you can get every game for $120 basically, which is kind of a steal. Even Shadows, which came out this year, is 50% off. So,
and this DLC itself just came out like last month, a few weeks ago.
So.
And there's still a lot of things coming for the future. There's Hex Day coming eventually. There's Jade, which is kind of stuck in development hell, but it is what it is. There's Invictus. They're probably doing more stuff with the Animus Hub thing that Shadows has. Shadows is definitely still getting a lot of updates too. There's an update pretty recently, especially because of the Switch 2 release that they had. The Assassin's Creed, like, even if you're someone who like might not like all the things that they do with it, I would say it's still kind of going strong. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of side media. There's the movie that we don't talk about. There's comics, there's books, there's novels, there's card games, there's board games, there's a coloring book and a food book, a recipe book.
It's a good time to be Assassin's Creed fan, for sure.
Well, did you find him?
I not toward the man I am destined
And
to
yes,
be.
the coloring book and the food book are real. They're both very real things that exist.
Yeah, I think I want a coloring book. What the hell?
I don't personally own it myself, but it does exist. It's real. And there's a recipe book somewhere. There might even be two, maybe. But we also are coming up on time pretty soon. Once I get the last stolen good and give it to Hind, we will be up on time. I need to get on this road, please. So this last stolen good, I am going to be going to these trees here and looking for like sort of a clearing with like a round spot on the ground, which is where this last stolen good should be. And then I will go to Hind, give her all the items, and then we can end time, and I will show stuff for verification reasons and all that good stuff. So it should be here somewhere. There it is. And then we're just gonna go over this wall here and find Hind. And then once I give her all the objects and you see the rewards pop up on the right side of the screen, that is when we end time. And we're time.
GG's.
So that was the Valley Memory 100% run. Just for verification stuff, I do also show all this. So we completed that investigation, completed this one, and all of these. Completed this one, and this one, and this one, and these two, and these two. So that is the end of this run. There's Valley Memory 100%. Let's go, gamers.
Let's go, gamers. Before we do some shout outs or anything, do you have anything else about this run or about the community you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, I've mentioned this a few times, and we are a very small community. Assassin's Creed does not really have a lot of runners in it. There are a few people, but we just don't really have a lot of people, and I am the only like active like console runner who actually like does stuff. But we do have a Discord that you should be able to find on SRC that you can join, and there's a few people in there. We did manage to get rid of the old toxic mod, so thankfully we have new mods around that are doing some stuff, and we have the new breaks rule for 6-hour-long runs. We have some PC console splits for at least most of the games now. I think someone is working on adding AC2 Discovery, which was like a side DS game that happened at some point. So that might be added to the boards eventually. This is like the one thing that was missing. Yeah, there's people doing stuff if you only care to look for it. But we are a very small community. I always preach, every time I do an Assassin's Creed showcase, I always preach that we need more console runners. I am the only console runner of this series. We need more console runners. Yeah, but I guess for shout out to other runners, shout outs to Nerve Damage, who is the other Mirage runner. Shout outs to TP Red Ninja, shout outs to Death Hound, Aculo, and Neutrino. There's probably also a few other people like Cynicism and a few other active people, but that's like pretty much all of us who are active. There's a lot of other people in the Discord, but they're not really as active anymore. Yeah, pretty small community. We don't really have too much stuff going on, but we do have some things if you want to join and look out for that stuff. If you want to route some things that haven't been routed yet, if you want to do some other runs, if you want to join me in console runs, you can do that. Yeah, you just look up Assassin's Creed on SRC. You should be able to find most stuff on there.
Awesome. Also, again, before we go, where can the people find you if they enjoyed watching you do this run?
Yeah, I am just at Peacock on Blue Sky, Peacock6754 on Twitch and Twitter. I don't really stream too often. I'm mostly on Blue Sky, just yapping about random stuff, usually Assassin's Creed and Xenoblade, and random things that maybe come to my mind sometimes. But yeah, that's usually where you can find me online. I'm usually active around like Lady Arcaders and Fatales and Pineapple Breakers and some other communities I've been in. Yeah, join Assassin's Creed. Yippee!
Yippee! Yeah, thank you so much for doing this run of AC Mirage. This was so great to have on the channel, especially since we don't get to really showcase Assassin's Creed speedruns that much because of their length. But again, thank you so much for that run. Even having you, the one who routed this category at all, getting to showcase this, I really appreciate it, and thank you. But with that, we are going to go ahead and get ready to end off Hidden Heroes for the night. Before we go, I do quickly want to shout out some communities. Frame Fatales is a community of women and femmes who share a passion for speedrunning, gaming, and charity. In addition to their 2 flagship events, they also host activities year-round in their community Discord, like Game of the Month and randomizer events. You can type !FF in chat to get more information and to get involved if you fit in that community. Also, Black in a Flash is a community that uplifts black speedrunners of all levels, hosting special events throughout the year to raise money for charity and to generally celebrate black voices in the speedrunning scene. You can learn more at gdq.gg/BAF and also use !BAF in Twitch chat to learn more. We are coming up on our next event this weekend, which is to celebrate Kwanzaa and just generally the holidays and hanging out with our homies. So we really hope to see you there. But with that, I'm going to sign off from me. We've had a great year of Hidden Heroes episodes, and I'm so glad to have hung out with all of you and been able to showcase awesome people in our community. But with that, that is going to be a good night for me. But don't go anywhere. I'm going to toss it over to Asuka with Express Lane after the break, so make sure you stick around.